Oh my goodness.
It's my fiance.
What up, beautiful people? Y'all know what it is. Kara, what is it?
It's Wednesday.
It's Wednesday. What up,
Wednesday.
beautiful people? It's Wednesday. Welcome Wednesday.
What's
What's going on? Oh. Every week. What up, beautiful people? I want to welcome you today for real, all day, every day, the real relevant conversation with Eljay
and KC, baby.
Listen, I want to tell y'all again, like always, thank you so very much for tuning in. Make sure you like, share the podcast, DM us for any subjects you want to talk about. We told y'all to send us some merchandise if you want us to wear it. Share it, like it, send us some subjects, some comments that you would like for us to go ahead and cover. We got a real special show today, beautiful people. Beautiful people. We got a special show.
I have my tissue.
We got a special show today because we are on here to talk about what's love got to do with it. It got a lot to do with it. Oh, what's love? But no, it's not. I don't know, but it's. We are here to talk about love today. You know, we're gonna talk about a lot of different topics, right? That we put together. But today's topic was intentional. Carrie don't know it. KC is not aware of it. But I knew it was happening. And the beautiful thing about, some of the subjects that we talked about reconciliation. Man, we talked about forgiveness. We talked about grief. What else we talked about, Kay? We talked about grief. We talked about last week, healing with my dad last week. Accountability. We talked about a lot of stuff, right? Yeah. And the beautiful thing about it, like I said, this year, we going to work. We're going to talk about some real healing stuff, but we don't want to talk about being able to move forward in our lives, and we can only do that when, we heal to be able to move into next chapters of our life. So all of those journeys, lead up to the point of the fact of the matter that there is not an end road, but there are some targets and some places that we want to get to. Right. And sometimes it only requires us to be healed. Yes. Yes. So today we're talking about love, man. There's so many different avenues that we can talk about love. We can talk about self-love, relationship love, platonic love, the love of God. All of those different things are topics that we want to talk about, but the main event, if y'all didn't get to see my post,
multiple posts.
Her multiple posts, because you told the people to what, Karen?
Be prepared to be sick of me.
She let them know, be prepared.
I need y'all to prepare to be sick of me.
To be sick of her. Okay. All right? Because I want us to celebrate on the Real Relevant podcast today that my dog is officially engaged. Listen, we're talking about love. We're talking about all the roads to get here and all of that good stuff. But it's funny because I had the opportunity to sit back and see a couple different relationships to evolve into this place of eventually getting married and choosing their life partner to be able to spend the rest of their life with. I watched your journey. I watched my sister's journey. We're going to leave my journey alone.
It's still journeying. Your journey is still journeying. It's not the end. Is this the end?
It's not the end.
No, it's not the end.
I'm okay with that. Because I'm good over here.
Right, absolutely.
I'm happy. I'm enjoying life. Absolutely. I'm living life to the fullest. Absolutely. And we having a good time out here, You said she over here fixing her hair while I'm fixing my necklace.
One lock.
Y'all know, but we on here because we really want to talk about, man, we talking about love and the different journeys, because even for the step for you to even and Carrie didn't know she the co-host. This y'all host, because y'all know the people love you. They don't care nothing about me over here. I'm just here so I don't get fined.
All right, Marshawn.
I'm Marshawn.
All right, Marshawn.
Over this joke. I'm gonna get that shirt to say Real Relevant Podcast. I'm just here so I don't get fined. Hashtag Marshawn Lynch. Okay, that is gonna be me.
I love it.
But now we will definitely, here want to talk about this journey, because the truth of the matter is, when you do get to that point of finding love, or okay with learning how to be loved, or learning how to be vulnerable again to love somebody else, that is still a place of it ain't even saying that you all the way healed, but there is some process that you got to go through your own self.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because the truth of the matter, I mean, prior to your relationship, you had a relationship that, you know, it ended.
Baby, I had a couple bullshit ass relationships. What do you mean? I had a couple in my adult life, okay? I've had a couple,
okay.
you know, bullshit ass relationships.
She said what she said.
That I had to heal from.
Yeah.
And you want to know the craziest part?
What's that?
You know, he's been my best friend for a long time.
Okay.
A long time. I've known him for, let's see, I met him when Cameron was 1 or so.
Okay.
Cameron will be 16 this year, so I've known him for 15 years.
Okay.
And we used to talk about relationships.
Okay.
Like, we talked about his, you know, other relationships, my other relationships. And, you know, one thing that I think we have gotten right in our process is that we have kept those lines of communication open. I mean, don't get me wrong, we've been together for a long time. And when you've been together for a long time, it's not all, you know, hearts and rainbows.
Right,
you have to expect that it's not always going to be, you know, the
peaches
highs.
and cream.
Exactly. There are going to be valleys in a relationship when you've been together that long. And I think the most important part and the biggest piece is that we never gave up on each other.
Okay.
So regardless of what we were dealing with, what we were going through, you know, throughout that process, we continued to show up for each other. And that is why that's my fiance.
So y'all continue to show. So let me ask this before, you know, and y'all, you know, conversations. I know you said y'all had to continue to show up, and one of the important things, especially with me and Carrie, man, that y'all, this is why she is the co-host. Well, she is the people's host. All right, I'm just here, okay. And because Carrie be spitting some gems, and a lot of times you and I sit down and have conversation, and one of the most important things about love that you talked about, or even being in love from a relationship aspect, is that you got to wake up every day and choose that person.
Oh, absolutely.
You got to wake up every day and choose that person. You got to wake up every day and choose love. Or even if it's you choosing you, even if it's you know, a platonic friend. At the end of the day, when it comes down to people that love relationships, friendships, you have to choose to pour into those relationships.
Absolutely.
Because that is only going to give back to you what you're willing to put into
Absolutely.
it. And a lot of times, I think people, you know, are misconstrued because we talked about this, energy vampires, right? When you got somebody that is vulnerable, willing to pour into you, then it's other people that's like, okay, I'm not willing to show up for you every day. I'm going to go ahead and suck that up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But so on your journey to getting here, to fiance-hoodness, because what's the right word do you say that? You say,
engagement?
I know the word engagement.
Oh.
I know that. I'm talking about, you know how they say wifehood? Do they say that?
No, it's not a thing.
They don't say,
No.
Do they say?
Nope. It's a fiance!
So if they don't say it's nothing special. It's nothing special that they
no, fiance is the word. Yeah.
But the church people call it something else.
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know what the church folk
call it something else, and I know that's all right. I'm gonna figure that word out, and I'm gonna say
what
that.
church folk in the chat? Let us know.
Let us know.
I have no clue what she's
Wifehood, it ain't it. Never mind. I'll figure it out later. I'm sure there's. All right, cool. Don't even worry about it. So to get here, to even open up, what challenges? Because you said we continue to show up for each other every day. For you getting to this point, was it a challenge for you to really make yourself to continue to choose your now fiance? Is there any hurdles that you, and I'm not asking to go in details, I'm really talking about like the emotional side of it. You know what I'm saying? That even though this your best friend, even though this is a person that you're choosing, were there some emotional battles and some emotional things maybe that spilled in from old relationships that you had to address? or anything inside the relationship?
100%. Because I'm not gonna put too many of y'all in my business. It's just
it's none of
not
y'all
gonna happen. However, there are excuse me, and I think it's it's a natural response, right?
Okay.
When you've been in a relationship that ended for whatever reason, raggedy ass partner, cheating, baby mama drama. Again, we're not talking about me, okay? We're just talking about in general.
In general.
In general.
Stop trying to put two and two together.
Right.
Dang, because you know how people do in America. She's talking about
they do it.
And ain't nobody talking in general. Don't make us find you on the social media. Because I don't bust tires or slice. I don't do none of that. But I will pull up on you. I'm just playing too, all right? Go ahead, Carrie.
Anyway, we've definitely, had our, like I said, our ups and downs. I know for myself, my biggest hurdle that I had to overcome, that for a while it felt like, I kind of put the responsibility of that healing onto him, was my insecurities. I had insecurities.
Okay.
Coming from a space and a place, being with someone who may not have made me feel like the most beautiful woman walking the face of the earth.
Absolutely.
Or, all of those types of things. I realized that for a long time, I put the responsibility of that healing on Babe. Babe, do I look pretty? Mm-hmm. Babe, do I look beautiful? Babe, tell me how much you love me. Like, you know what I mean? All of those types of things. And now words of affirmation are a part of my love language.
Okay.
They 100% are, but the expectation that I put on him, it was kind of unrealistic, like in a sense, just because I wanted to make sure he felt that way. I wanted to make sure it wasn't, it didn't change. I wanted to make sure, and that came from my own personal insecurity. So I had to just kind of take a step back and be like, girl, you the shit. What you mean? I don't need to get that reinforcement from him every single day, because the fact that he wakes up and he chooses me and he sends me a good morning baby text message every morning, he's choosing me. He does think I'm beautiful, and knowing his love language, because that's a difference that he and I had originally, was we had different love languages. So I couldn't necessarily expect him to read my love language without translating it for him. So I did that. I do that constantly, consistently. If there is no, he should already know. No, he shouldn't, because he's not a mind reader, okay? If you don't teach somebody how to love you, they're never going to know how.
No, so you done said two things. You done said two things that I think is important when it comes down to any relationship, right? Is our own insecurities that we deal with, we put that on other people and expect them to, what is the correct word? Compensate? Overcompensate for our own unhealed things, right? And nobody is suggesting that you go to somebody 100% or you enter into a relationship 100% altogether.
Because I don't think that's the thing.
That's a false reality. That doesn't
Right.
exist.
Right.
But I do think that there comes a time where if you take a step back and look at yourself and can say, oh, you know what? I have an issue with my own insecurities because certain things that I dealt with. So I need to be okay with telling myself, if don't nobody else say it, I'm fly.
Right.
I'm cute.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You can't touch my swag. I'm like that.
Because I have my body.
I'm like that. In the mirror, say what's up.
What's up? Yeah.
What's up? You know what I'm saying? That's not, so nobody is setting the expectations of that. But I think sometimes when it comes down to any level of relationship is the falsehood and that false expectation. When we have our own issues, our own problems, we do expect whomever it is to make us feel the way that we should feel about ourselves internally.
Right.
So that's one thing that you said. And then another thing is, the truth of the matter is love languages. And you hear people say that a lot, like, but they should know. How the heck did how do they know that you don't like being touched? We women, when you cycle on unless you tell somebody.
Baby, I let me tell you something.
How do you?
I have never met a man, woman, or child who can read minds. Okay,
Right.
Maybe a dog every once in a while, because they're intuitive. You know what I mean?
Right.
But there is no one on the face of this earth
Got a question. Okay.
that would know how to love me. And you have to also remember, as a woman, it changes.
Yeah.
It fluctuates.
Okay.
I have certain needs at certain times, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Without teaching someone how to love you. Now, if you are teaching someone how to love you, you're teaching them your love language, you're teaching them these things, and they choose not to adapt to what you need, then that's when I feel like you might need to reassess the situation. You might need to take a step back and determine if that's what you need full time.
Absolutely.
However, I hate that premise that I shouldn't have to teach him how to love me. He should know.
Right.
No, I don't.
Right. So let me ask this question: do you think that even when you're learning how to somebody else's love language, because I say this often, communication.
Yeah.
But I think one of the biggest downfalls is we fall back into they should know because we won't challenge ourselves to communicate. We don't know how to articulate our feelings and our emotions and our thought. I'm sitting over here, I'm trying to learn right now. Y'all seen I turned my chair and made the adjustment.
Let me give it to you even deeper than communication.
Okay.
It's not just communication, it's comprehension.
Okay.
So I can communicate, I can tell you something 1,000 times over.
Okay.
If you don't understand what I'm saying, what does it matter? If you don't comprehend what I'm actually asking for, what is the value of communication?
And the thing about that is not everybody communicates the same way.
Right.
And not everybody communicates the same way. Not everybody hears what you're saying the same way. And most of the time, people hear what somebody is saying, but we're listening from a place of hurt. So everything that you're hearing is not a clear... is that really what they meant? And a lot of times my not offense, but my response to that is, you know me and you know my heart.
That's not enough.
It's not enough?
It's not enough.
Okay.
It's not enough. And at the end of the day, if you tell somebody something one time and the response or the reaction or the behavior didn't change, when you say it again, what I want to challenge you to do is whoever you're talking to, ask them what they heard you say.
Okay.
What did you hear me say
Okay.
versus what I said? Because what you say, they might not have heard the same thing that came out of your mouth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's all about comprehension. I can tell you, that's a fire ass hat you got on.
Yeah, y'all see it.
And you may hear that
Well, why
from
you got
a
that
way,
hat on?
right? A way of
You might turn
sarcasm
around, right.
or a way of whatever that means.
Absolutely.
So I think that it's very important is to make sure the person that you are communicating with, make sure they hear what you're saying.
Absolutely. Now, when I say, and that's going back to communication, when I say because sometimes, I'm going to be honest, I'm intelligent, I'm smart as all get up, but sometimes it's hard for me to find the correct words. And so I do try to, like for me, when it comes down to communication, whether it's platonic or relationship, even at work, it's like I try to figure out what is the right words to say, but then sometimes I can't find anything else outside of what's in my mind. And or whatever words come to my brain. So it's like I have to say it, right? But when I'm literally saying the words that I'm saying to you are literally the words that I mean. There is no other hidden motive, no other hidden agenda. There is no other hidden anything behind outside of the words that are coming out of my mouth. At that moment, it's like that's what I'm talking about. Know my heart. Because if you know me, then I try to tell you, I try to find 1,000 different way to say it, and I just couldn't find a better way to say it. But I'm not going to say it offensively, because if I know you, that's just like you and I talk. We talk about a lot of stuff, and I'll say I get you and I hear you, respect it, but this,
Right.
But we can have conversation because I know when I'm talking to you, I know you.
Right.
I know your heart. You're going to be 100% honest with me. You're going to be 100% clear. But we've developed a relationship to learn how each other communicate.
Right. I mean, it's been 30 years.
Right.
But it's been 30 years.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, think about that. It's been 30 years.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we can communicate without ever speaking a word.
Right.
We can understand each other. We can understand and read each other's moods. We can do all of these things. And although you may not have sat down and said, this is what this emotion means, this is what this face means, this is what this feeling means, nigga, it's been 30 years. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No, I definitely agree. I guess it's just not, I 100% agree with you. Is going to go back to the love language, and even for Trina, and hey to everybody that's on live, Trina said there's a book because there are multiple love languages.
Yeah.
And then even as you grow into your relationships that you have with your significant other, your love language can start either melting into theirs, where it's like, okay, that level of, I might not enjoy physical touch, but I know that person enjoys physical touch.
And
so I'm going to give
happiness
you.
makes me happy.
You
so
happy.
I'll make sure he happy.
You know what I'm saying? Or it's an affirmation, gift giving. So it's like, man, I'm not going to spend no money on you, but I know that you enjoy gifts. So let me figure that piece out. But I think the issue is a lot of times is when it comes down to real love, real genuine love, is that we're constantly saying we're looking for it, but we don't even know what we're looking for.
Yeah.
You don't even know what it is that you're looking for. How did you know? At what point and how did you know that this love that you have decided to make your forever person, that even before the day that you got engaged, how did you know that? Like, at what point in your mind said, I can't see myself with nobody else?
Baby, that was a long time ago.
Okay.
Number one. That was a very, very, very long time ago. But it was a culmination of things. So it wasn't just one situation. It's been years and years of instances in which he has not allowed me to self-sabotage.
Okay.
To where he has not allowed us to fall by the wayside.
Okay.
Where if I was only at 25%, he brought the other 75. If he was only at, 37%, I brought the other 73.
Now, was that easy for you though?
Hell no! What you mean? What you thought?
Was that easy for you though?
Yeah, I don't think that's easy for anybody.
Okay.
Because again, I am 100% an alpha female. Okay. I am an alpha female.
Absolutely.
I am used to running shit. I'm used to being in charge. I'm not used to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when it comes to babe, honey, when I tell you, I like putting my little feet up and dangling up. Like, you know what I'm saying? I like to be able to relinquish control to him because I know that he can handle it. I know that he's going to carry it. There was a time in our relationship where, I didn't have a job.
Okay.
My bills are paid.
Okay.
My bills are paid.
But you wasn't with your dude. You wasn't with
Yes, I was.
No, I'm saying you wasn't with your dude to pay your bills.
No, absolutely. Baby, let me tell you something. That money doesn't, like, that's not ever a motive for me. You know what I'm saying? I don't need a man that can take care of me. I can take care of me. I needed a man. I have a man who can
wait, you got a what?
A fiance.
Say it right, Karen. You better say it right.
I have a fiance who can take care of himself. And in turn, he wants to take care of me. In turn, I am allowed, yes, Tiffany, to dangle my feet and sit back and cry every 5 minutes. And literally, I have entered into my soft era. I didn't know what that was going to be like. You know what I'm saying? I had no clue what that was going to feel like. However, being here, it's the shit, okay?
Okay.
It is the shiznai.
Do you think you contribute to his, I don't want to say manhood, but I'm gonna say that. Do you, and when I say contribute to it, I mean, do you think this is the word I'm looking for. Do you think your ability to fall back allows him to be that man?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because you know how sometimes people have that thing where because they can't let go, they gotta be in charge, they gotta run the show, and then you know a lot of times they call men that cater to their women, their woman, right? Their whomever you're in a relationship, they call them what? Jellyback.
They call them simps.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody that values and chooses their person every day, but they call them simp. Do you think that because you show up and you allow him to be him, you don't change who you are, but it's like when you and I come into this space, I support you, you support me. Do you think that helps that piece to give him, I don't want to say energy, but give him fuel?
Yeah, absolutely. Because number one, I feel like the thing with Babe and I is that I've never in my life done anything to emasculate him.
Okay.
Even with me being an alpha woman, I've always allowed him to lead a situation. A situation where people on the outside, you know what I'm saying, may look at it like, that's a little weird. Oh, they've been together all this time and they're not engaged.
Oh, I was going to get there. I would get there. I would get there, though.
Like, you know what I mean? I have always, and I will always, and will do my best to continue to make sure that regardless of anything, he is the man of our relationship. I want you to lead me. I trust you to lead me. I'm confident in your ability to lead me.
Did that require you, even before that, did that require you to set or put yourself in a place to be like, how you get there?
So you want to know what's something interesting? Even,
hey Tay,
girl,
hey Pumpkin,
hey,
Train on here, go ahead.
Even with all my prior relationships, even though I've always been the alpha, like the true alpha in that relationship, I've always been this way. I've always given my partner an opportunity to lead.
Okay.
When you've shown me that you aren't a leader, that's when I have to step back up.
Okay.
And you know what I mean? Be that the woman that I am.
Right.
She's still here. Babe and I will still have honest, conversations.
So you didn't lose that.
I never lost
You
it.
didn't lose
I never
in your
lost it.
relationship.
No.
And herein, I'm only saying that because people think that you have to diminish every quality, everything that you have inside love relationships with your significant other. No. And I think that I would tell people all the time, if I get to bring my 100 to the table, you get to bring your 100 to the table. We've got to figure out how to mingle this 100 together to where it doesn't appear we still got separate entities on who we are, but also bringing that together where we still full, and I don't have to shut down my personality when I talk to you. Right. I know how to talk to you though, where it doesn't make you feel less than. It doesn't make you feel like I'm belittling you. Right. But I'm not changing who I am. I'm just, okay, you got it. Okay. Right. Oh, okay.
Dangle your feet a little bit. Dangle your feet.
What's up, Victoria? So let me ask this: how? Because you said the other day, you and I talked about it. You know what I'm saying? And I've seen a couple different situations where people were together for a long time, and before they got engaged or before they got married, and you could share how long you have been together, even with one of my sisters, her and her husband, and you can look at but people put a timeline for their own self, and we base our own timeline on somebody else's thing. Right. Now I might tell somebody that you got a year. That might be mine. You got 2 years. You got 6 months. You know, it don't take all day to know XYZ about this person. Right. So how do you feel like this time now that y'all have gotten engaged, and over the period of time that how do you even feel like, what makes you think now and is the right time?
Because he knows it's the right time. You understand what I'm saying? So, Sean and I have been together for 12? We're going into our 12th year, I think. Okay. 11, 12. Shit.
They've been together a long time, y'all.
It's been a long time, baby. I believe.
So every time, let me just say this, not to interrupt you. Every time, I've known Carrie a long time. This, can I say the N word on here?
Nigga, I say it for you.
Called her fiance, babe. I did not know his real name, and I felt so bad. But I was like, I can't call my homegirl, dude, babe.
Everybody calls him babe.
Yeah, but I was
literally.
like, I'm not finna
Do
call
you know
him
how
that,
many people did not know his name?
I was like,
I said his name to my boss one time, and she was like, "Who was that? One of the kids?" No, it's babe.
But in my head, I was like, I can't call him babe.
Yeah, everybody.
You know what I'm saying? And then for me, the older I get, I use terms of endearment.
Mm-hmm.
But then at the same time, the older I get in relationship with my significant other, it's like I can't. It's a certain line that I got to be able to draw. I get you, but I'm not gonna do that. So, just in case y'all world don't know, every time she says babe, she's talking about Sean, and that's her fiance, his name, because I didn't know it for about a year and a half. I did not know that bad name. Yeah. I was like, okay, I knew who she was talking about. And then one day I just had to be like, what is his name?
Babe.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I said babe, and then you were like, well, what did his mama name him? And that's when she actually.
Go ahead and continue. I know that's his name. The question was, how did you know? See, I remember stuff. Sometimes I forget things, and I remember right now. Okay, I don't have my other mug, but it's this mug that's helping me remember. Okay, I had asked you a question that said, how did you know now was the right time? And you said because he
knew, right? So here's the thing, And okay, let me preface my next statement by saying this. People who have been in long-term relationships, when they get engaged, hearing it's about time, that's not a look. That's not cute. Because just because what you thought was the right time, you don't necessarily know what was going on inside of our relationship, what space we were in. For that to be the right time for us. Okay. The man that he is now is not the man that I entered into a relationship with. The woman that I am now is not the woman that entered into a relationship with him. Yeah. We have grown so much on our own that we are at a point now where we can fully come together as one and be that.
And you said something. Y'all grown so much on your own, but y'all still been together.
Right, absolutely.
So, and that's gonna go back to exactly what it is that I was stating, because that freedom to still grow, right? And so, how do you find that thin line? And I'm just asking because a lot of people be talking. And they got relationships, they put these boundaries. Social media has given everybody the okay to sit here and set a standard for somebody else's life.
That ain't got nothing to do with
it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got a standard. Everybody got this. Everybody, boy, they be out here teaching the Bible all wrong. And be trying to correct people. And then they try to tell you what you should have did in your relationship. But you went behind closed doors with me. So you don't even know what's going on. Then you try to tell me what's happening because that's what you think. And it's all y'all standards. Go find something to do. You know what I'm saying? Go find something to do. Go be productive versus projecting your opinion on somebody else. And I said it and I meant it. You have your own issues. You won't face your own issues. So you project your stuff onto somebody else's situation where you don't even really know what's going on. Right. So I said it, meant it, and that's what I said. So I want to ask this question. How do you... Because people on the other side be like, oh, somebody that been with somebody for 12 years, somebody that been with somebody for 8 years, somebody that been with somebody for X, Y, Z. How you know you ain't settling? No, let me say this. Let me say this. Let me say, because Carrie almost called me the B word. Now, but
I was taking a moment. I was taking a moment so that I could break this down for anybody in the back who ever had an opinion on how someone else lived their life. Yeah. Okay. Because what you eat is never going to make me shit. Your opinion on what somebody else
where I want you to go.
Should be doing, it ain't got nothing to do with me. So those people who feel like, oh, we should have been married, those people have never once and I'm gonna say it. Forgive me. That's the
remember.
that's
I told
the first
if she gonna use
that I'm going
church
to
folk.
use,
I told
okay?
y'all we real relevant conversation.
That's the first.
We have the form to talk how we want to. She gonna talk how she want to, and I represent me. But I'm not gonna, if you're offended, it is what it is. Go ahead.
That's your
my
problem,
cousin,
not mine.
my cousin, she over here. She is a pastor. She said, "Come on, talk, Kate."
But let me just say this, and I've always felt this way. There are 3 F's that you can, only if you're doing these 3 F's, can you put any say-so on what happens in my life. Mm-hmm. Feeding me, okay, fucking me, or financing me. Okay? If you're not doing those, I don't care. Okay? Like, and I mean that. It literally does not matter. And I'm not even gonna hold you. We were at a point in our relationship where I felt like, oh, we should be married. Oh, we should be da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. But that was coming from me allowing outside forces to, kind of get in my head on what should have been happening in my relationship. Mm-hmm. I've seen people who have been together for a shorter period of time get married and also they're divorced now. While my fiance and I were guests at their wedding.
Listen, I know the response. Okay. My G, I know the response, but I'm saying this because the reason why we got real relevant conversations is because we here to free people's minds, bro. Free your mind. Free your mind. And the rest will follow. Oh. Say, oh, the thing. Oh, no, all right.
Nope. No evoke for you.
Oh,
nope.
I know, free your mind. Free your mind, okay? Mm-hmm. So all I'm saying is, to be able to because the truth of the matter, in a 6-month time frame that somebody met, and I'm not knocking nobody because I've met people that have been married they've only known each other for it ain't even been a year. They got married and they 10 years down the line they rocking hard. Yeah. They might have came up with had some issues that they done dealt with, some problems that they had to deal with, but they rocking because they was like, bro, we had to go through some growing pains. Right. But I continue to choose this person every day. Whereas on the flip side of it, we worked through some stuff right here, and at the end of the day, man, this person right here, I would if I had to give my left arm to have this person in my life, that's what I'm going to do.
Wouldn't have a
that's
left
it,
arm.
point blank. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's just one of those things where we have an invisible measuring stick that everybody is using when it comes down to love, relationships, friendships, fellowships, church, all of this stuff on expectations on how people should move, and you ain't even take a look in the mirror and figured out what worked for you. You know what I'm saying? So that's just, I just wanted you to, you know what I'm saying, go ahead and say it how you felt it.
Well, I mean, because at the end of the day, I think what social media has done, unfortunately, is it has placed unrealistic expectations on people. Yeah. It has placed things that we think we want because you only see the glorified part of a relationship. Absolutely. And I mean, even with me and Babe, because what you're never going to see, you're not going to know when I'm mad at him. Yeah. Because that's always going to be my man. Right. Absolutely. You know what I mean? There's never going to be, I'm never going to leave an opening or any space for anybody to feel any kind of way towards him. Yeah. Because that's not your role. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And with us, we talk about everything. Yeah. Everything. Yeah, they do get on my nerves. And I love Sean. I was just playing. You don't get on my nerves. Hey, Kim. Hey, John. What up? Go ahead. I'm listening. But the reason for that, the reason that he has to be my sounding board in certain situations is because what happens is when you bring in family and friends into your relationship and you forgive that person and move on, now they sitting on the couch. You know what I'm saying? They sitting on the couch at Thanksgiving, like you remember when he was out there with Susan and she caught them at the hotel. But guess what? I forgave my husband. Yeah. I forgave my fiance. Yeah. I forgave my man. But you still mad about it. And the people who are outside of that relationship, they don't know how to let shit go and mind their business. Right. What it say? Find something safe to play with. Because when it comes to Sean Woodburn, it is never a safe space with me.
Find something and somebody.
Find something safe to do. Don't do it. When it comes to him, I'm going to always defend him. I don't give a. I could see him slap the shit out of an old lady.
Yeah.
My baby ain't do that. And then when we get to the house, I'm like, babe, why the fuck you slap that lady?
Come on, Kay. Come on, Kay. Come on,
but
bruh.
when it comes to outside, it ain't y'all's business. It ain't y'all's space. It ain't y'all's place to dictate anything that happens in my relationship.
Yeah. So listen, again, free your mind. This why folks don't stay married. Y'all too busy on social media. That's why y'all don't be staying with the people that y'all supposed to be staying with and all this other stuff. Cause y'all too busy in somebody else's business. You too busy talking about stuff that ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Go find something safe to do. Something safe. Find something to play with. Find somebody else to play with.
Cause baby, over here. Let me tell you something.
But that's what I'm saying.
It ain't safe.
Because
it ain't safe over here.
At the end of the day, the same person, like I said, nobody can sit back. Nobody can know. I mean, and all of these questions come up in our mind. Even for me, like, man, that's a long time, though. That's a long time. And you and I have had other conversations that would never be put on the table, even when it comes. And we talk very candidly about you all's relationships, just like in mine.
Let me tell y'all one thing she's talking about. Number one, do I really want to be married?
By this time.
Do you really? That's literally a conversation that we have had back and forth. Because I'd be like, oh, I can't wait to get married, girl. I don't want to get married. I'm just playing. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then that's just one of those. I'm not going to say defense mechanism. I'm not going to say it's a defense mechanism. However, I really think that I would have been okay if Sean and I never got married.
Yeah.
And we still would have been together. And our relationship would not have changed just because, other people thought that, oh, y'all should have been married.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm happy that he is my fiance.
Because she was a fiance.
I'm a fiance.
Tell the world. You done told the world. Okay.
Multiple times. And I will keep telling you. And for anybody who feels like I'm dragging it, and I am.
And you know what?
And I am. I've earned this, okay? I'm proud of this, okay?
And I'm gonna go right here just for a second. Because and let me tell y'all this. Carrie called me the other day. She said, I think I'm gonna read the Bible. Carrie said, I think I'm gonna read the Bible, and I couldn't even, y'all don't know how joy my heart was, right? I was elated when she said that, and we talked about, we're gonna circle back to that conversation, but I want to say this, even what you're talking about for all the people that, believers, we even talked about the love of God, the love of Christ, all of these different things, that still is a representation of the love of God, because y'all had y'all ups and downs, but you didn't give up.
Right.
You continued to show up. So if we get the thing that is due to us in a way, like if I throw away...
No, because I want to feel it.
Vicky, so you know what, Vicky? Go ahead and have Carrie on your show. Because that way she can talk about it on a whole different platform. Now she gonna say a cuss word or two, or 3 or 4. So go ahead and tell your audience that she gonna do that. But you might as well just go ahead and have her on there, because I'm gonna just go ahead and tell you, But I just think that it's a beautiful thing, because it represented a different level of patience. It represented a different level of having to come back to the drawing board. It represented a level of not giving up. Right. You know what I'm saying? People, and then when we put an unrealistic on the timeline, an unrealistic thing, when it doesn't get to a point where, when we said, you got 6 months for this, and then now we out, you ain't even got no stamina to wait on nothing.
Right.
Be waiting, and I'm not talking about everybody got to wait. And I'm not saying that in a negative way, but I'm just saying, a lot of times we put limits on so many different things because it didn't show up in a time frame that we set. And the truth of the matter is sometimes we are either at a place that we're not prepared for it.
Right.
When
right.
it really lands in our feet.
Right.
Because we ain't gonna know how we handle it. How we're supposed to handle it.
Right.
And then when it really falls, now you're at a place where you can appreciate the reason why she's screaming it from the mountaintop. Because this girl is at a place and he is at a place, and even when he said it to me, it's only been 2 instances when somebody has called and said, I'm gonna ask. When Tony called and told me he was gonna ask Joyce to marry him, and when Sean took me outside and said, I'm gonna do this, and when he said it on that date, it's been the only 2 times that it made I wanted to cry. And the reason why I wanted to cry is because being in you all's circle, I've seen growth I've seen relationship growth, and I've seen people grow. You know what I'm saying? And to be able to see that, it's like we take the value of the journey away for a timeline.
Right.
Because I put a timeline, you can't even value the journey and the road or the steps that it took to get there, or the steps that it take to get to be wherever you are. It doesn't even matter what it is. It's just that you didn't even value this, and that it makes me value time differently. You see what I'm saying? Because I put a restriction on it. And because I put a restriction on it, if it doesn't work, okay, let me try something else because it didn't do what I needed for it to do. Whereas for you, it's like, nah, we ain't got no timeline, baby. We in it to win it. That's it. That's all.
Yeah, period. I mean, because at the end of the day, I wasn't going nowhere. I live in my truth. I accept my truth. I wasn't going nowhere.
Yeah.
Baby, where was I going? Who was I going with? Where was I? Wasn't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I with me knowing I wasn't going nowhere, right? I feel like that gave me an opportunity to allow this man to grow into the greatest version of himself.
Yeah.
Because that's the man that I've always wanted to marry. I've always wanted to marry him. I've always wanted him to be my husband. But I wanted him to be the version of himself that knew he deserved a wife.
Are you in love?
What?
Are you in love?
I am beyond in love.
Are you in love?
I am in life.
For you?
I am in life. I live him.
How does that feel for you?
I don't have words that can explain it, because that feeling of just peace and happiness, there aren't words that I can use.
Would you trade it in for anything?
For what?
I don't know.
What?
I just figured out.
Tell me what? What am I trading it for? Everything that I want, everything that I need, I have it. Because at the end of the day, I need him. Oh, I hate bitches who be like, I don't need no man, bitch. I need mine. I need my man. I'm okay with needing him.
Okay, so let me say that.
No.
Let's clarify that. When you say you need him, what do you mean?
I need him to exist. I need him to breathe. I need him to make it from day to day. I need him with me.
And it's not because you need him for anything else other than him being him.
That's it.
You ain't pulling on his finances. You ain't pulling on anything else outside of. And let me say this real quick. My cousin on here, she got a podcast that's called Uncensored Conversation with Elevate Not Tolerate. She gonna have you on there. She gonna have you on there. She asked if he got an older uncle. She asked if we got an older uncle. Okay, she just want to know. Now I'm gonna say this. I hope I don't get in trouble. Cause Vic, his daddy married.
His father
His daddy
is
married. He's very married, and I respect
LaShawn.
his wife because I gotta meet y'all. Cause we family now. I'm gonna just leave that where it's at. I ain't gonna say nothing else. Y'all fill in the rest.
You know how they say you know you could tell what your partner.
You can tell
like
when he gonna look like when they get older. You know, somebody talk about age well. Hallelujah to
like
God
a fine
be the glory.
wine, baby.
Listen, I just wanted to, you know what I'm saying, get on here, and I wanted to make it because, y'all, I talk to Carrie a lot, man. I talk to her a lot when it comes down to relationships, a lot of things that me and Carrie talk about. But I really just wanted to let the people know and see what it looks like to really have had the journey and the life. They don't got to know everything,
right.
But at the end of the day, some of the things that we talked about, not some of the things, everything that we talked about up to this podcast, you have lived through these journeys. Mm-hmm. And to be able to see somebody that have gone through a process of having to reconcile, forgive, grief, all of these different things, healing, and then finally get to, not say finally, but get to express this level of love on this platform speaks volume, because you at a different place in your life. Like, it challenges you now to be a different person, a better version of yourself. You know what I'm saying? And I just wanted to give you your flowers, dog. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Big dog.
I want to give my baby his flowers.
I want to give Sean a shout out.
And
you know what I'm saying? Sean, you caused me
my turn
to get
my turn
cussed out
Drink your
multiple
water.
times.
Drink your water. Let me say this.
Ooh. Go ahead and celebrate him.
Give me a minute.
Go ahead and celebrate him. Go ahead and celebrate him.
But I tell you, nope.
Celebrate him.
I don't need it. I love you. I love the man that you are. I love the man that you will be. And I love the man that you were. Our journey is just for us. It's ours. It's going to take as long as it takes. We're going to go as far as we can go. And I am happy and honored and lucky as fuck to share that journey with you.
Turn the cameras off. I'm just listen. I'm happy, dog. That's it right there. It ain't nothing else to say. Cheers. Hey, love. When you love yourself, you go through your heal process, you reconcile, you're able to unforgive, you learn how to communicate, learn your love language. Stop putting false expectations on people. Stop putting false expectations using an invisible measuring stick that governs your life, because that invisible measuring stick will cause you to lose out on things that maybe are of great value for you in your life. Right? The journey is of great value. The process is of great value. And if you get to a point where you undervalue the journey that you're on, sometimes the things that you're trying to get to,
that's your own fault.
That's your own fault, man.
That's your own fault.
That's your own fault. That's your own place. That's the own thing. But this is what life is supposed to be. It's progressive. And if you find yourself in the same place over and over and over again,
the only common denominator is
you, my G. Go back to the drawing board. Trainer said you wrote your values right there. All right. All I'm saying, your vows right there. You wrote your vows. You know I can't read. That's all I have to say, man. I just wanted to get on here and celebrate. Stop limiting your life, beautiful people.
Come on, man. Let me tell y'all this. All right. I have tissue, okay? I don't have no eyeliner, no mascara. All right, I have nothing on my eyes outside of my eyebrows today, right? Because the feels have been feeling like, you know, since I'm entering my soft era. I'm a punk.
She is.
All right?
She be crying all the time, bro.
Let me tell you something. I look down at my hand, baby, and I start crying.
What?
I look at our pictures and I start crying. We didn't even get into the actual proposal. Like, we didn't even.
Oh yeah, we
didn't even go there.
The proposal, but
it was a situation that I think it was perfect.
Yeah.
I think it was perfect. It was just he and I. It wasn't no glitz, no glam, y'all. I had on a tank top and leggings, socks up to my knees. I looked like a ragamuffin. You know what I'm saying? Like, I felt like I was like, all right, babe, let's just not, you know?
Yeah.
And then he still proposed to me.
Yeah. My dude said, my brother said he had a date and he refused to allow that date to go by. without officially letting his lady know that she gonna be his wife. And he stood on that. My brother stood 10 toes down all day, every day. And that man just excited as she is. That man is so excited, it's not even funny. You know what I'm saying? And I love that. Again, beautiful people, free yourself from all of this clout chasing, all of this other stuff that is providing no benefit and no value to your life. Look in the mirror, ask yourself, what is it that you're supposed to be doing? What is the place that you want to get to? What progressiveness, and I said that, in life are you trying to get to? Because when you turn off all this social media, guess what? When the lights go off, it ain't nobody but you anyway.
Right.
So go sit with yourself. Go find somebody self, play safe to play with. Then we can end up like here.
A fiance.
Hey, as always, we want to tell y'all thank you for joining in. We appreciate all the comments. Please like, share. She said, Vicky said she liked the real, not all that flashy stuff. You know what I'm saying? My daddy on here, Trina on here. Trina said go read a book. It talks about the love languages, communication. And guess what, beautiful people? Love, the different love languages is not just about your love relationship and your partner. It also helps you communicate with the outside world. Platonic relationships.
Work.
It's just help you know you. It's things that help. Do some work to know yourself. And so, stop looking for motivational stuff that ain't giving you no substance and it ain't helping you sustain your life. Go find something that got some sustainability. Stand flat-footed on that joker and let's keep it pushing. I love y'all.
Cheers to love.